Groups and political parties have started gathering at the Church Square in Pretoria ahead of today's Not In My Name Men's March. They say the march is a stand against the abuse of women and children following a spike in rapes as well as murders countrywide. The march will start at Church Square and proceed to the Union buildings. The march organisers say the message they are sending out today is well beyond the march. They want all men in the community to rise and take responsibility, and they expect them not to turn a blind eye when they see women in crisis. March organiser Kholofelo Masha says men have been silent for too long and they now need to stand up and protect women against violent men.
We feel like as men we've been too silent for a very long time, and these problems have been in our community, and we have not in the past organized ourselves together and unite ourselves behind dealing or finding solutions to deal with these problems that some of us are responsible for those actions in our communities.
But what exactly is the problem? These experiences, is there anything wrong perhaps amongst some men which have not been maybe uncovered?
There's a bit of an irresponsibility with the way that we socialize together with men. We seem to be so complacent, and we need to come together to try to drive to try to find a solution. And part of the reasons why we are here as men is to try to understand what is it that drives us from being a very decent, loyal and lovable person and taking that 360-turn and becoming the murderer and the abuser of the same person that has trusted you with their personal information and with their lives.
And, most of these attacks happen within the four walls of the victims' homes or even the perpetrators' homes. What should really be done to actually, highlight them more? Because those that have, come to light recently happen to have received more publicity. What about those that are still not reported?
That's the truth. There are a lot of people that have went through the same experience in the past, and some of them we don't know about them and all that. But we see, as no man is an island, all of us have friends, brothers and sisters and all that, and we as men need to create a type of a social structure where we can confide with each other. As a man, I have to be able to go to a friend and say that, you know what, I'm having a bit of a congestion in my house. Can I trust you with this information? Can you advise me on what I can do and all that? It's time that we stop concentrating on the abuse and concentrate on the potential abuser. Try to understand what is it that will eventually drive me as a guy to become a killer of my own girlfriend or become an abuser of my own girlfriend. And that can only be done if we as men form strong relationships, come together and have dialogues and open and honest dialogues with each other.
All right, let's get the latest details from our reporter on the scene, Molemo Wa One, who's in Pretoria Church Square. Molemo, a very good morning to you. Do tell us what is currently happening. We can see that scores of men have turned out. What do you have for us this hour?
Good morning. Yes, the men, a number of them have started converging here at the Church Square in Pretoria in support of today's march under the banner of hashtag Not In Our Name. And that's in the wake of a recent spate of brutal attacks against women and children, in which in less than a week the country has experienced a number of killings of women and children. And they are here today to say that that's enough, this should stop, and as well as to highlight all these shameful acts that some of the men have been perpetrating against women and children. And with me here, I'm with two of the supporters today, two of the marchers, to actually tell us why they are here. Sir, can you just tell us as to exactly what led you to come to this march this morning?
I think I'm here as a concerned husband, a concerned father, concerned brother, concerned uncle of nieces. And I think, for too long we've just sat back, we've sat in our cars, we've sat in our homes, and we've just been quiet about this. So I thought today, in support of this march, we need to take a stand, and whether it starts small, but we would hope that it gets pretty big as time progresses against this violence.
And sir, if I, may ask you, what do you think, has gone wrong, or what do you think is wrong with some of the men? Because obviously it's not all of them.
Definitely, it's not all of us. That's why we're here, to show that there are very few in the minority, which we need to make sure that we fight. It's more of morality. I'm here mainly because of what I'm seeing, because of my work. I am a health practitioner, and I see some of this, and some of them being silent. We are only actually waking up because we have lost lives. There are those ones who might be now lying in pains in some corners of this country and not coming out. So we would want to say to our country, please, let's wake up. Let's make sure that if your neighbor, you are realizing that there's something wrong, let's actually take up responsibility as a neighbor to assist the silent majority.
As the public, as community members, do you think these cases are being well handled, especially by the police when reported?
Well, I wouldn't really want to go deeper into that. What is only worrisome is when now maybe we are in court session and the judge or the magistrate would say because of not good investigation, the case falls off. It's worrisome. But I wouldn't want to go deep into police activities. We are only worried that we need to assist the police to make sure that when they are coming to take statement, I stand bold to say what I've seen and everything, so that the case can be judged accordingly.
These are two of the men who are here to support today's march, saying that indeed this cannot go on unattended. How far this has gone, this cannot be left to go any further. And we have in the background men who are also supported by a number of women for today's march. They'll be starting their program now, and as well as proceeding to the union buildings thereafter. It's back to the studio.
Molemo, a very quick one before I let you go. Who are some of the prominent male figures that have come out in support of this march? As we understand it, they're saying that their message, they hope that it resonates farther than this march.
It's mostly concerned members of the public. We've seen amongst them some of the actors as well, who are saying this has actually gone. This has come a long way, and it cannot just be left to be dealt with by the police, by the families. Something has to be done. Something beyond just social media activism has to be done in order to highlight this problem.
All right, and Molemo, speaking of police, I'm very glad that you mentioned that. Are you aware of any draft or memorandum that has been drafted to try and incite any help from the social development side, from the health department, especially from the police as well?
For now, we're not aware of any. What actually will be happening is that they will be handing over a memorandum to the union buildings, and especially to the president's office, and making actually him aware of the atrocities that have been going on against the women and children, and to say that indeed now something has to happen.
All right, thank you so much to our report on the scene. We'll definitely touch base with her. She is at Church Square, that is Molemo Wa One. Our report on the scene from the Men's March, which is called Not in Our Name, men standing up against female or women abuse. And of course, they're saying that all men should go out there and support them. They will be proceeding to the union buildings.